Good afternoon. My name is David Zelaya. I'm an account executive here at GlueUp, and today we're going to be doing a demo. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat, ask away. Obviously, of course, at the end, we'll have enough time to do a Q&A. Now, I'm quickly going to go over a high-level overview about GlueUp and what we do, who we are, and a little bit of background. Obviously, we're an all-in-one association management software platform. We're actually the only global association management software platform that has an AI feature enabled built in. And of course, we're going to dive into that later on. Now, of course, we understand that member engagement can be challenging, which is why we built this comprehensive tool, where you can do it's not just a CRM. You can do your memberships, you can run your events, your email campaigns, and you can automate that whole process. When it comes to the membership workflow, sometimes a lot of different orgs have different manual processes. Believe it or not, I still find clients that use Excel sheets to track everything, but with our platform, you can create a custom member application form. You can take in all that valuable information about your members that you require. Obviously, once they become a member and they pay, well, the membership begins and they have all the benefits that come with that membership. And of course, the biggest thing is the renewal. So through that whole process, you can actually automate that whole workflow, have automatic invoicing be sent. Those automatic invoices and that automatic payments will be processed as well. The platform also does come with 2 free apps. You can find them in the App Store as well as the Google Play Store. So one is called My GlueUp Manager, which is similar. Obviously, it's going to have the back end of the platform where you can check your different analytics, your different applications, your different memberships. And the other one is actually called My Glue. So this is built for the members specifically. It can also be downloaded at the Google Play Store as well as the App Store. And again, this comes free with the platform. The only option, obviously the premium, if you want to upgrade, would be a white label option for the app. And this is what that app looks like as well. This is the web version. You can actually see here, it has a very social aspect to it. You can actually private message people, write something similar to like a Twitter or again an X now, right? You can add people, share pictures, videos, documents, register directly for the events, like, comment, and it's really a way for the members to engage with each other. And of course, the more the members are engaged, the more likely they are to renew. You can create different communities within the app, and then they also have here a place for all the different communities, the member directory too. So let's say GlueUp is a member of the organization. You can actually find out who is associated with that company or that corporate membership, and even get all the information for that membership as well. So you also have here an event portal, which you can access. You can see here all the events that I've actually registered, the upcoming events that I have, and also the past events. So you actually get a summary of all your events that you were attending. Of course, you also get a membership ID card, which you can customize, and you will also have a membership ID number. So this is accessible through the mobile version, and you will have a transaction history for all the members. So it may be I pay for a membership application fee, I pay for an event. You can manage your subscriptions as well as committees, all within the app as well as obviously the platform. Moving on from here. So fun fact, we actually started as an event management software back in 2013. So we've been in business since 2013. And a lot of features when it comes to event management, we also have a webinar solution, which you can add obviously your sponsors to get some additional revenue for the association or organization, put your speakers, your agenda, your documents, and also a live Q&A room. Now we do have a Zoom webinar integration as well. So if you'd like to use that as well, that is no problem. As I mentioned, we do have tons of different features when it comes to events. You can actually check people in through your manager app. So you can check people in by scanning their code. There's tons of different metrics and data that you get within the platform about your events. You can see all your attendees, and you can even create with every event that you create. Actually, you can create its own microsite, which you can directly share it to your socials. Obviously, I got a login into Facebook, but you can share it to your Facebook wall, your X, your LinkedIn wall, whatever social media you use the most and you want to promote it, you can use it. Of course, you'll have your event summary here. You can put your speakers, your agenda, location, and obviously the most important, your sponsors and partners, because we know that obviously without a lot of that sponsorship, those events sometimes don't happen. But you can also sell tickets to the public as well as member-only tickets as well. And all of this is done within GlueUp. Every time you create an event, you're actually creating a microsite, which you can share directly to anywhere. Now, lastly here, we also do websites as well. We're not a custom development website company, but if you do have the need to create a website, we obviously can talk about that and basically integrate that. Now, we don't need to purchase a new website. You can still use our website widgets, which are within the platform, and you can just connect your events. You can have a calendar of your events in your website, a place to buy memberships, a place where your members can engage and interact with each other. So all of that is available, and that is just an option. Lastly, there's some fun facts about GlueUp. We're actually like I said, a global company. We have 12 offices worldwide. I'm actually at our US headquarters here in Northern Virginia in Tyson's Corner. So you can see in my background here, just right outside of DC, but we have offices in Singapore, Mexico City, Brazil, South Africa, Australia, Europe. So we do operate out at a global scale, and the platform can be actually translated into 13 different languages. So if you have maybe international members, we can accommodate that. And of course, if there's any questions here, feel free to email me, feel free to call me, or please drop them in the chat so we can obviously go over them at the end. Now, to dive in a little deeper into the platform here, this is actually the back end. So this is the administrative side. You have, like I mentioned in the beginning, you have your member-only portal, but you also have, obviously, all can be accessed through here. You have your dashboard. This is where all the admins can check the analytics of your organization. You can actually see here the campaign summary, where that income is coming. So you actually have a breakdown of the income by type. So is it coming by sponsorships? Is it coming from events? Is it coming from memberships? You can even quickly check here your renewal rate. And remember, the great thing about this is actually you can have unlimited admin users, and each admin can have their own login, and they can also customize their own dashboard. So if you have a membership manager, obviously they want to get all that information that is about the members. If you have an events, they want to know all the analytics about the events, right? So you can customize all that. On the left-hand side here, these are the different modules that we have. We have the analytics module, the task, communities, finance, memberships, campaigns to send your email newsletters, your events, of course, and then obviously your CRM. The top right, you have your icon. You can switch directly to My Glue. You can change the languages, right? If you maybe speak Spanish and want to accommodate that to the members, you can. Also here, you have your alerts, your notifications, you have your help desk. And if there's any issues with the platform, you can always contact us, contact our support team, submit a ticket. And of course, the problem will be diagnosed, and we will fix it. Now, to really dive in deep into the settings here, this is how you're going to create your organization's workflow. This is where you're going to create your profile. You can actually have different roles and permissions. So maybe you have an intern that is helping out with marketing, but you don't want them to see the finances. You can actually add them as a role and restrict different access to the platform, just obviously for privacy and security. And this is where you will create essentially your field settings, your events, your memberships, your campaigns. this is where we really dive in deeper. And actually all of this process is done by an implementation manager that helps you map out everything, create a project framework, so that when you do go live, everything will be there. Your application forms, your contact forms, your membership types, everything will be in the system. Now to go back here to contacts, again, every module actually has its own dashboard, which you'll see here, everything that's going on within the org. You also have here your contacts. So this is where the individual contacts live. Obviously, once you have your contacts in here, you can literally do unlimited amounts of filtering. You can quickly see with two buttons who your active members are, and you can actually create different advanced filters. So you can have here different reports. Maybe you want to check the members in a specific demographic or a specific membership type. You can actually here create the fields, create the list, add it to a smart list. And a smart list is essentially like a living list that criteria that you give it, it actually, as people come in or people don't meet that criteria, it auto updates for you. And of course, you can always export this list. You can always export your contact database at any time. And of course, you can always import as well. You also have here the members, the companies, the corporate members. So these are members who are companies. You can see here, for example, if the National Urban League is a member, you can see here all the contacts that are associated with that company. Now to go back here, I'm actually going to go dive deeper into a profile. So I'm just going to search up my name. This is my profile name in our demo account. So you can see here all of the memberships that I belong to, that I'm active, all the contact list that I'm also belong to, all the information. Of course, if I am an active member, it will give me a crown. You do have your contact profile, billing information, your subscriptions, and then probably my favorite feature of the platform is the activities timeline. So here is actually, you can check, for example, if you quickly want to check how many payments I've given to the org, you can see here, Tuesday, February 28th, 2023 at 9:21 a.m. I actually gave a payment. So this tracks all activity that the members do within the platform. So you can see here, how many events they've gone, how many campaigns they've opened, if they changed their company, if they changed their email, if they changed anything, right? Of course, you can provide restrictions on that as well if that is the model that you're running, but it does give you a comprehensive report of everything that they've done within the organization. The reason we have this is because, going back to that engagement piece, we understand it's super important for organizations to understand what their members are doing, how engaged they are. And we actually have an engagement metric scorecard. So you can actually pull a report and see the level of engagement of that member. So obviously, if somebody hasn't really gone to any events or opening up any emails, they're probably not going to renew, and vice versa, right? Somebody who's gone to everything, they're most likely will renew. So that way you can do forecasting. And like I said, so before, right, since you see here in the platform, I'm an account executive at GlueUp. GlueUp is actually already in the system, so I can just click here, and this would be the company that I'm associated with. And you have here all the different contacts that belong to GlueUp. So that way you can quickly check who's really under that company, right? Sometimes we have corporate members, they might have multiple people within that membership. Moving on here, you have your members tab. So this is specifically for your active members. And you can actually, if you quickly want to check, okay, I want to check the corporate memberships, how many are there? You can save, again, you can do multiple reports, different smart lists, a ton of different filters that you can do, you can check within the platform. Another cool feature that I like personally is actually the activities timeline, the activities opportunities funnel, excuse me. It's actually like a sales funnel that whatever you deem an opportunity, you can actually customize within the platform. You can configure, for example, potential new members, grants, corporate memberships, sponsorships, and you can click and drag them through the different stages. So that way you can get organized and really just kind of track, your maybe your sponsorships for an annual conference. Now, moving on to campaigns, like I said, we do have a campaign feature here, which, similar to Constant Contact, you can actually create standalone campaigns. You can send surveys. You can save a template. So that way, if it's like a recurring newsletter, you can, you don't have to kind of waste the time redoing it again. You can save a template. Now you can also send surveys to get some feedback about your members. You can actually see here all the active surveys, everything that expired, obviously the completion rate as well. You always get those analytics. You can also manage your subscription list. So if maybe you have multiple subscriptions happening at the same time, you can manage them all through here. And also you can manage your committees. So I know large organizations tend to have different committees. They need to distribute specific information to those committees. So you can actually organize those emails through here as well. Now, the next module be the events. Like I said, we actually started as an event management software. And if you need to create an event, so you have here all the information, but if you need to create an event, you have an option whether to do an offline event or an online event. If you wanted to do an online event, you click create. Of course, you have here the logistics of all the event. You can use our Google webinar. You can use our Zoom webinar integration. You can also add a custom link, and speed networking, which is an added feature that we have similar to kind of like speed dating, right? Where it's like matchmaking. A lot of chambers use this actually to essentially network within the members. It's a way where you can put limits on 3 minutes. It's kind of like, speed networking, right? So it lets you really dive in deep into who's part of the members. Some organizations, really, members don't really communicate with each other. So it's a great way for members to introduce each other and interact, obviously in a virtual setting. As you'll see here, we do have a GlueUp Copilot. So whenever you want to use this, you can actually press home and it helps you write the content for you. It's an integration with ChatGPT. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I believe we're the only ones in the market right now with that integration. Now, I'm not going to create an event because I actually have an event that I created that I showed you in the beginning, which is over here. So once you input all the information for your event, you actually it will prompt you here. So this is going to be your dashboard for the event. You can see the profit and loss. You can see everything about the event. You can delegate different tasks to your team. You can even set up, obviously, the general setting. So you have here a start date, who is going to be the public contacts to be contacted. Is there going to be an event team? What would that look like, right? Who is doing what? You can organize yourself within the platform. And of course, you have different registration options. You can put your max attendee capacity. Is it going to be one ticket per registrant? Are you going to require approval before even the members can buy a ticket, can attend the conference? Now, of course, you can even create different registration forms. I can quickly preview one of these. So each field that you see here can be customized. If there's specific information that you want to obviously get from the potential attendees, then you can, customize each registration form. Now there's different payment options. You can allow payment online, allow payment by bank transfer, pay by check. Obviously, we support different currencies within the platform, but in this case, it would be the US dollar. You can also create different tickets and discounts. So you can create tickets for member only, for the members. You can also have tickets to the general public. You can create discount codes, and then obviously send it maybe to a buddy, or a sponsor that maybe, will get the tickets discounted. Now, if you reach max capacity of the event, you can actually enable a wait list. So that way you can manually review them and let them in, right? If you wish to approve that attendee. And another cool thing is you can actually set up your event community. Obviously, you have the different logistics here, but this is really, and I'm sure everybody here has gone to a conference where there's multiple communities. People are looking to chat. Maybe there's like a young professionals community, or there's chamber only or presidents only, right? So this is where you can really set up those communities to have the attendees interact within that event itself. Now, in step number 2, you're going to have your content. This is where you really get down to the details of when you're really creating that event landing page. So obviously here you always have the help of GlueUp Copilot, which is our AI virtual assistant. So you can use it here to create an event summary. This is where you'll put your speakers. You can add a speaker, edit the information, delete. And of course, here you can also create an agenda. Super detailed. You can create different sessions, breaks, gaps. This is where you'll add the venue, right, of the event. So that way, you know, people can literally just with their phones click on the map and it'll take them there. It makes it a lot more streamlined and easy. This is where you'll organize your sponsors and your partners. So obviously, every event, especially huge events, you need those sponsorships. This is where you can manage them, obviously put a dollar figure, and really this is where how it's going to show up here on the event page. So that way you can give that information to all the attendees, who's coming in here. And obviously you have here all the information about them as well. You can also manage your exhibitors as well. And if there's any documents that you wish to share, maybe the run of show, maybe a PDF, an agenda in a PDF format, you can always add documents through here and it'll get them directly. They will receive them directly in their profile. Now, obviously, this is where you can edit, you know, the page. You can upload a banner. You can change the color. Let's say we want to go with blue. You can change the font, and you can even change the template of each event microsite, right? If you, maybe it's like a reoccurring event and you want to use that same template, you can actually save it. However, the platform does come with 10 templates. You know, I've been here 2.5 years. And they're all named after coffee. I have no idea why. Please don't ask me that question. You know, I'm not going to answer that. But each specific event template actually has its own, you know, functionality, right? Its own description. For example, a Cafe Mocha one is actually tailored for webinars, and you can always click preview. So once the content's in there, you can actually always preview it. And of course, it's up to you, right? What template you want to use. I can preview this one as well. So whatever you think is best, you can choose from. And then again, these are free. They come with the platform. I'm gonna just leave it at here. Of course, if you also have an invitation list that is preset, you can upload them here. So that way, if you already know who's going to be there or who you're going to invite, you can invite them. Now, if you don't have that, then you can actually send an email, an event notification from the event module. It's built in, so you can have here, you know, Hispanics energy. Sorry, I'm getting how to type. Here you go. You click create. And this will, once you click create, it will prompt you here. So this is where you include the recipients. This is where you have maybe those smart lists, or maybe you created different reports within the CRM. This is where you can have specific campaigns, maybe go out to specific people. Maybe, you know, this is all, it really all depends on how you manage it. Obviously, if it's for like a large event, you want to invite everyone in your contact list. So you, in this case, you'll put all contacts. But again, you could do member only. You could do committees. You could do members by smart list. So you have tons of different options there. Now you click save and continue. As you see here, it gives you a subject line. It also gives you a verified sender. So obviously it will be your domain, right? So we help you set that up. So that way it's your email sending the emails. So that way, you know, they know who it is. You can edit the subject line. You can save and continue. Now, obviously, as you see here, the cool feature thing here is that as I added all the content in step number 2, it's actually, you know, and as I save, it created the campaign for me already. It's taking the information that I gave it. You have here your banner. your event summary, your speakers, your registration button, as well as your sponsors. Now, if you always need to add maybe images, if you want to add different titles, different texts, you can always edit this. And of course, like I said, you can always use our virtual AI assistant. I can actually type it in. It's like, write me an event summary for this event. And as you see, it's creating it for me. If anybody here has used ChatGPT, again, it is that we do have an integration with GPT-4. And just like that, of course, the more information you give it, the more detail you give it, the better it is, right? So that is a feature that is available within the platform. Now, always save it as a draft. It's always going to make you save. Now, going to step number 4. This is where your attendees list would be. So at the day of the event, you can actually manage them here. You can always export them. You can import them. You can run different filters like attendee status, payment status, have they paid already, or refund status. All of that is available within the Globe platform. You can also edit a badge. So I'm sure we've all, went to an event where our name tag's there. You can actually edit it, then print it out yourselves. So you can have that already here, customize it, add a picture, add a QR code with all the information. Now, obviously for the day of the event, you also have an on-site toolkit. So you can do a standard check-in by looking up their name, or you can set up a self check-in kiosk where people can, check in themselves. And like I mentioned before, you can always check people in using your Google Manager app. You can scan the code and it automatically puts them in an attendee list saying, hey, this person's here, checking them in. You can also edit different check-in locations. And now maybe for a large event, if you hire part-time staff, you can actually put them in the system here as an on-site registration staff. So they only have access to this specific event, nothing else. It's, obviously for those part-time folks that are not really part of the org, but they still need to help out with the registrations. And of course, you're going to have your P&L. So this is where you can track your revenue, your expenses, your payments, as well as your invoices. And the last step here will be a follow-up. So you can actually send a survey to your attendees. And if it's like a different type of event, maybe like a workshop, you can actually send them a certificate of achievement or completion that will be emailed to them directly. Lastly, here you have your memberships. Of course, you have here all the different membership types. You can see analytics about the breakdown of everyone that's in there. And your workflow manager, this is for memberships that are maybe you want to have a little bit more quality control to them. You can actually set up a different workflow where it requires an approval process. Some of our clients, they're like, hey, as soon as you pay, you're in the system. Obviously, some other clients are a little bit more strict on who becomes a member. They want to make sure you have all your licenses, all your certifications up to date. So this is where you can actually, before they become a member, approve that process within the system. The same thing for renewals as well. Same for member validation, right? If there's any information that you require as well, you can have that here, making sure hey, people are not able to update their information. You can, just for security purposes. And if there's different add-ons to the membership, let's say a corporate membership, you only allow up to 10, but then after 10, you give them an option of $100 per person after the 10th member is filled. Then you can actually have all your add-ons here as well. Now, if you're also selling any products too, like a shirt, t-shirt, a hat, you can actually track these orders through here as well. We also have a finance module. We are integrated with QuickBooks and Xero. So you have here all your invoices. You can, of course, make reports on the statuses of the invoice. You can see here quickly with 2 clicks your overdue invoices. So that way you can give them reminders, resend the invoice, download the PDF, or maybe they mailed a check and you want to add a payment. You can add the payment method. Like I said, put the check, internal note, and you can even upload a picture of that check. Same thing for payments too. So all the payments that have come within the platform will be here. You can check again statuses, payment method, payment date, and you can create different advanced filters too. So if you want to make more accurate reports, or just want to get different type of data that's in there, you can, and always export that, right? That's always available to you. On the communities here, this is where you set up the different communities that show on the front end where the members are at. So this is where you can create, whether it's a private or public community. You can create the different groups. To show you here, you can create the different groups, private or public. Again, that's totally up to you and how you organize the organization within. Now you also do have your task feature here. You can add a different task, add task type, select the priority, and even assign it to one of your team members. So that way you can kind of get organized within the platform just to make sure, like, hey, email David this invoice. He has an overdue invoice. And of course, here the analytics, you can check here a ton of different analytics, different reports about your members, which is also accessible through the homepage, right? You always have this information here. And lastly, like I said before, you'll always have here the different information. You have our help desk, right, where you can find articles on different things. Maybe you forgot how to create a contact. And one of probably our best features so far actually launched not too long ago. It's our GlueUp Copilot. So you can actually ask it, how do I create an event? And it's essentially works like a virtual assistant for you. So it pulls the information from our help desk and it gives you step-by-step process on how can I merge companies, how can I create a contact. It's giving all that information to you. As you see here, finally it reached here, and you see here the step-by-step process on how to create an event, even redirecting you to our help desk where you can see here the different things, different step-by-step processes. So it's just a way to make obviously the platform a lot more easier to use than it already is. Okay, well, I see here we're almost out of time here. So I want to stop sharing my screen and I want to see if there's any questions out there. I'm going to wait a few minutes just to make sure that everybody can post their questions on the chat. See, we have Thomas here. And of course, like if you do have any questions, you can look, obviously go to our website. You can find us there. You can find more information about different case studies, different blogs, all our different partners that we have worldwide as well as in the US. And if you'd like to check more about GlueUp, maybe it's not the right time for you, but you can always check out our YouTube channel where it gives you a comprehensive breakdown to of our different modules, our new features as well. Well, if there are no questions, I will wait one more minute, but I really appreciate everybody here. I hope everybody here has a great day. Going once, going twice. Well, there's no questions. Well, thank you so much for attending our live demo. We hope to see you next time. And again, if there's any questions, reach out, go to our website, go to our chat, feel free to ask any questions. And I hope everyone has a fantastic day and a lovely rest of your Thursday. Thank you.